Hello, my name is Chakrit V2 and today I'm going to point out 3 important points to chapter number 9 about news. So let's get started. So the first point that I'm going to give up is the history of news. To start off, the news before they only use paper to give out to the people, like pamphlet in 16th century, and they are shifting from paper into what we call now internet and the media that we are using now. That's what news are now. But what about the context and the contents of the news that shifted from the past and now? So the news before our times are mainly serious news like political and informative news, but nowadays people are more into entertaining and gossiping of the celebrity, something like that. And as we know that, as I mentioned, that there are some type of news that people don't want to consume, and that leads into the next point, which is the perspective of the news. And it can be divided into 5 types of perspective that the news can have, like traditional news or like consumer personal perspective, something like that. And some point that I want to raise, some types of perspective that I want to raise up is the consumer personal perspective that really stand out from most of these type, because in the consumer perspective is what our society live in now, because like some people only consume their news or based on their interest and what they can see on the internet, like on their feed of on their Facebook page, yes, something like that. And sometimes some of these news that they already choosing to consume can be really bad, and that bring me to the last point, which is the context of the news. And the context of the news is really important when we are consuming the news, because if we cannot find the context of the news, sometimes we are misleading into understanding the person's intention. Like, as we already know that in most of the social media, news are not real, like some people made it up, and that's what context of the news are. And sometimes, like when people are in conflict, like between 2 persons, the context can be really biased, because they only interview like one person in the conflict and the other person they left out, something like that. So yeah, that's it for my 3 important points of the news. Thank you for listening.